Hello all and welcome back. So in this module, we are now going to start with a new topic and the topic name is recursion. Now, recursion is going to be the most important topic in your data structures and algorithm journey. This is the topic in which most students face a problem because it is little different from the traditional coding which we have been doing till now, where we were given a particular problem and for that problem we used to write a function to get the answer. The flow was very straightforward in front of us, something which we can imagine. Now, coming to recursion, this is where I feel the real DSA journey starts because using recursion, we will be implementing lots of data structures. Going forward, we will use recursion in linked list, stack, queues, whole of your tree. Most of the problem will be solved using recursion. Along with that, the second reason it is very important is that the topic dynamic programming question from which are asked in many good companies like Google, Amazon, Goldman do ask questions from that, and the base idea about dynamic programming also lies in recursion. Now many students face issue in dynamic programming. The reason is that they have not understood recursion properly. So my aim going forward in this module and the next 3 4 module which I'm going to specifically discuss on recursion is to make sure that I am able to get the whole idea of recursion across to you by using lots of awesome visualization, helping you to dry run the code, helping you to understand that what exactly happens behind the scene, so that towards the end you will have no problem in solving any question which is given on recursion, and your journey moving forward will be a lot smoother. Okay, so great everyone. Now let us start with this. One thing which I would like to add here, initially it might happen that you will face a little bit problem in understanding recursion, though I have tried lots of like things and have come up with the best way to explain recursion. So don't give up. Okay, these are the 4 modules which you have to make sure that you do. Recursion is not a topic for anyone that it will be clear in the first go. Okay, great. So with that out everyone, now let us start our discussion on recursion. Let me write that as well because I want all of you to remember this. Most important topic. Great. So now let us start by discussing recursion, everyone. But before we jump into recursion, I would like to just discuss or like explain you something about functions. So let us see the overall idea behind functions. So let us understand few concepts on function. And for that, let us go to VS Code once again. So let me just write a code for this. Now, everyone, we have been writing lots of functions till now. I'm pretty sure that you have been solving all those coding exercises. In all of them, you have to write a overall function where it gets called and some work gets done. The basic idea behind function is to make sure that we can create a reusable block, okay, so that we don't have to write the logic again and again, right? So let us go to the code, everyone. And now what I have to do is I'm writing a function def print num5. Okay. I will be sending you something, sending you a number. And what we have to do is print this number. Great. And now when I do print 5, so till now what I have done, I have just defined this particular function, def print number 5. It just print whatever you send to it. Print num5. Okay, I'm just calling this overall simple function. Now let us run this and we are able to see the output as 5. Now what I want to now change in this code is this particular thing, to just use above function and a single print statement to print out numbers from 5 to 1. Okay, so I will repeat in a easy language. I just want to now print from 5 to 1, but I cannot change anything in this function. you have to use this function only, and you cannot print everything in this particular line. No, I want to just use a single print statement. Okay. Now, many of you might be thinking that we can do something like this. So let me just use print number 5, 4, 3, okay, something like this, all the way to 1. So let us have 2, let us have 1. And now if I run this, on the right side, we can see the output is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I just want to call this function once. Okay. So I just want to call this function once. So if I'm calling this without changing anything in this function, right? I just want to understand if we can just get this output. Great. So maybe you can pause the video and think a little bit on this. The way I would like to do this, okay, you have asked me that I cannot change anything in this function, right? But you have not said that I cannot define new function. So nowhere I said that, hey, don't define new function. So what I'm going to do, everyone, pay attention. I'm just going to copy this whole function and paste it 5 times. Okay. So now we have 5 functions. Let me just name them properly. So 4, num3, 2, 1. Okay. And print number in each one of them. Great. Let us just have one print num 0 as well. Okay. Here we don't do anything. We are just returning. Great. So there is a concept which I want all of you to explain. It is that I can call a function within inside another function, right? So I can make it num minus 1. I can make this 3. Okay. Num minus 1. Then I can do this 2, num minus 1. Let me zoom it out so we can see the code. Yeah. 1, num minus 1. And finally, maybe we can remove this. I'm not calling anything. Okay. So I will explain you what exactly happened, everyone. So 2 things actually we have changed. There was a condition, right? There was a condition that I cannot use or call this function multiple times and just use a single print statement. So for that, what I did was I defined multiple functions, as you can see. In each of these functions, I called another function from inside. Okay, this is something which we have been doing. We can call a function from inside of another function, right? That is something which we do all the time. Even if you use this print is also a function, right? You are using it inside another function. So now what I've done, everyone, pay attention. I have created these 5 functions, print num5 all the way to 1. 5 to 4, 5 to 2, they each call another function in that, and finally ones get called. Okay, so let us run this, and we are able to, let me just move everything. Yeah, we are able to get the same output, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe I can just clear this output once. So let us have first this output clear, and now if I just uncomment this, yet you are able to see this overall output. Okay, great. So that's the very first thing which we are able to do, everyone. We just made some function call within a function. Why I have done all this thing? Because I want to make sure in your mind that you're comfortable that a function can call another function from inside. Great. So let us talk a little bit more on what exactly would have happened. The way function flow or the overall Python would have worked, right? We have called this print num5. So in the memory, we would have created this particular call to print num5. A blocks get created for print number 5. It prints this particular number, whichever you are giving it, and then calls to 4. Okay, then it calls to 4. 4 again prints the number, then it calls to 3. One thing which I want all of you to understand is that 5 is still in the memory. When it makes this particular call, it still waits that whatever work this particular print number 4 has to do, let it do, and then I will go out of the memory. Because if you remember, each and every function, it just get deleted from the memory when its work is done, right? So before that, function stays in the memory. So this last line, this overall last line, it is pushing the flow to another function. Okay. So to explain this in a very good manner, let us go to Python tutor and see how exactly this will happen. So let us code, just paste this everyone here, and let us try to visualize this. Okay. So let it just make the visualization. So it is able to load. Okay. Now let us see what exactly will the flow be. This line first will get executed, like all the functions are above. So my code will have an idea that, okay, a reference to this print number 5. This function will still not get created in the memory, right? So let us see that everyone. Let me just print next. See, in the global frame, print num5, we have this print num5 that it knows. Python has an idea that, hey, some function print num5 is there. Let us move forward. Then let us move forward more. In the end, right, these 5 functions are defined. Now I'm calling print number 5 with the argument or parameter 5. Let us see this now, everyone. Now, finally, this overall function gets created in the memory. Print number 5. It will print the number. As you will see, it will print the number. And now it's calling print num4. But the thing which I want each and every one of you to understand, okay, is that this is still in the memory. This doesn't get deleted. The reason for that, the simple reason for that is just that. Let me zoom it in. Simple reason is it work is not completed. If a function work is not completed, then it stays in the memory, right? Let us move forward, everyone, and see what exactly will happen now. So next 3, then we will have 2, and finally we will have 1. Okay, so we can see the 1 here as well. See, these are the 5 overall functions which I have called via my code. When I call this function, first 5 got invoked, so a block is created in the memory. Then this called this print number 4, and it stays in the memory waiting for number 4 function to complete its work. Again, very important to understand this concept. If you understand this once, that hey, yes, the function remains in the memory until its work is done, and a function can call another function. These are the two major getaways from this particular code. Then you will have a good understanding of recursion going forward. Now, if I just move forward, everyone, because num1 has completed its work, it is saying that I will return none, because again, we are not returning anything, we just printed, and it will get removed from the memory. See, it got removed. Now num2 is saying, okay, whatever work this particular function or line has to do, it has been done. My whole work is also completed, so I can get deleted. 3 again is going to say the same thing. 3 gets deleted. 4 again is going to say the same thing. 4 gets deleted. And now in the end, the last function getting deleted is the first one we called, which is print num5. It was waiting in the memory for print num4 to do the work. 4 was waiting on 3, 3 on 2, and we can just now come out. And finally, our flow is here, and all the functions have done their work. Okay. So pretty sure that this thing will be a lot clear, everyone. We are just calling multiple functions from a chain of functions, right? So each and every function is calling another function and just waiting there. Okay, great. So if this thing is clear, then there is another question. Don't you think that we are doing a very similar work in each and every one of them? Like if you will see, we are printing a number and we are just printing, then calling another function. Okay, which kind of does the same thing. Okay, so that's one more getaway from this particular thing. So let us just write down a few things which we have understood. First, we can call a function from inside of another function. Right, everyone? That's the very first takeaway. Second, a function stays in the memory until it gets fully executed. Okay. All the things we have seen via visualization, right? Now, what I'm saying is I have two things. First, we are doing almost similar work in each of those function, right? Each of those function. So can I say that, okay, if it is doing the same work, and I know that in programming, I should not be repeating DRY principle. Okay. There's a DRY principle, which said do not repeat yourself. Okay. On that note, if a function is doing the same thing, can I just call it again? So that's the question which we need to understand. Can a function call itself? Okay. That's the function, that's the question which we have to answer, everyone. Something which we are going to discuss in the next video, but pretty sure that you get the idea that how the overall flow with respect to function is happening.